If we can't save the cutest animal in the world, what happens to the rest? Chrissy is the last Joey of Mist and is separating from Mum and beginning to get really independent. Come with me and watch those last weeks of learning to do things his own way, the very first day on his own. And have you ever heard the unique sound only koala joeys make? Have I got some treats for you? And then see what happens suddenly. That eye does not look right. Hey, are you one of the 60% watching this video that haven't subscribed yet? Fix that right now. Hit that button. I would like to acknowledge the Widjabul Waible people of the Bundjalung Nation, which is where I live, work and play, and I pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging. Koala Gardens is a wildlife sanctuary on private land. Subscribe to help me bring koalas to you and like this to help me bring them to the world. I'm lucky enough to live in the koala's backyard with a wild and free colony in Australia. Check out my Patreon options and come chat on my public Discord server. I'm Katrina and I'm passionate about saving koalas. Chrissy is now around 11 months old. He's a good size, at least 2 kilos, and can do everything for himself. His mum, Mist, really gives him just a bit of moral support now, and she's there as a backup. Even though he's young, he's kind of like a teenager. He can do things for himself. He just needs to mature a little bit more yet. Mist gives him lots of opportunities to make his own decisions and do things for himself. He's one handsome fella, isn't he? As a very experienced mother, Mist has taught him to be calm and self-confident. Even though they're often together still, there is some distance between them nearly all the time now. He's no longer sleeping in her lap, nor riding on her back. Chrissy knows what's good eating and how to check the leaves by smell, all on his own. He doesn't hold back on making sure he gets his own share and can chew through the toughest of leaves. If you've watched my other videos on how to tell if a koala is young, you'll notice that you can see the immaturity in his face. Those younger round eyes when he looks at me, and the shape of his face and those great big ears. He manages climbing well and has no fear up in the treetops. He can groom himself completely all on his own. But you know what? No koala can totally deal with the Aussie bush biting insect life in the summer. The only way to do it is to just tuck that little head in under your arm. It helps a lot too if you've got ears that are mobile and can flick themselves, and you've got to be pretty quick with those hands and feet at shooing those insects away. This is the first day that I found Chrissy was completely on his own. Can you see him? Yep, he's moving through some really long native grasses. You can only tell by seeing a bit of rustling movement. Oh, there he goes, up into a wattle. Hey mate. And here go the laughing kookaburras. I never tire of the sound of these birds. Now we've got a true treat. This is the sound koala joeys make, only until they're around 13 to 14 months old. Listen closely, it's a little bit like a small dog yipping. The sound is used to call for mum, and when he was smaller, it had a higher pitch. Now, as we move through this video, I'm going to give you a visual cue each time he makes that sound to help make sure that you catch them. Mum's not coming back, and he's resigning himself to this. Chrissy's on the move again. I think moving to a food tree might be a good idea too. Notice the way he leaps out of that branch. As he moves across the ground, we can hear him calling again. As he's coming out of the longer grass, you can see that change as he becomes quite cautious. Notice how he's stopping to smell his way. He'll be trying to pick up Mum's scent and give him some clues on where to go. Oh, just look at that perfect white tushy. He continues calling as he goes into a young pink bloodwood to assess the whole situation. Once he got hidden away up in those dense leaves, he settled in. So I left him to sleep it over. Over the next week or two, I often found him in this general area. Often it was really hard to get much footage of him because he would be nestled way behind leaves. But we can see he's doing well on his own so far. However, one day I came along and found that his right eye was not looking good at all. So I caught him and took him to Friends of the Koala, where I volunteer. He had chlamydial conjunctivitis, which we all know can become very serious. We treated him successfully. Already it's looking much better, only a few days in care. And afterwards, he was very happy to come back home. Next month, I'll have more on Chrissy. You'll get to see his release and how he grew on after that. But for now, would you write in the comments below? Close call, Chrissy. Thanks for watching. Thanks for visiting Koala Gardens. Did you hit the like button? Now before you go, there's lots more great video to see, and make sure you've subscribed and hit that notification bell.